Fury.
You're an M&M. There's no point in wondering where your pockets are.
Tasting smooth, creamy milk. Chocolate center.
You're an M&M. It's alright. There's no sense in wondering where your pockets are.
Little chocolate melts in your mouth.
Don't worry, they say hi.
Solid milk chocolate M&M's.
I love being on TV when you're an M&M. Don't worry, it's alright.
Solid milk chocolate M&M's.
Don't worry,
Get in the ball. The little chocolate melts in your mouth.
do you think
Bite-sized candies. Milk chocolate.
do you think
Bite-sized candies. Creamy milk chocolate.
do you think
Bite-sized candies.
I hope no one
Almond chocolate.
do you think
Bite-sized candies. Chocolate center. Milk chocolate.
you're an M&M? There's no point in wondering where your pockets are.
Only M&M's candies.
You're an M&M, it's alright. There's no sense in wondering where your ear holes are.
Little chocolate melts in your mouth.
So it's that kind of party. Dark chocolate, darker than they see. So it's that kind of party. When you're an M&M, 13 more hours, oh no.
Solid milk chocolate.
Aye, aye. 13 more hours, oh no.
Little chocolate melts in your mouth.
Do you think
Bite-sized candies. Milk chocolate.
rock the boat?
Bite-sized candies. Creamy milk chocolate. Milk chocolate.
Do you think
Bite-sized candies.
M&M?
Almond chocolate.
Do you think
Bite-sized candies. Chocolate center.
when you're an M&M?
Little chocolate melts in your mouth.
Must buy other?
Little chocolate melts in your mouth. Creamy milk chocolate. Milk chocolate. Little chocolate melts in your mouth.
Must buy other?
Little chocolate melts in your mouth.
They say hi when you're an M&M.
All the M&M's you could want. With peanuts or plain.
Might wonder. Might wonder. You're an M&M. 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 You're an M&M.
Milk chocolate. Bite-sized cat chocolate center. Milk chocolate. Bite-sized cat chocolate center. The M&M's can only all new M's. The M&M's can bite-sized candies. M's. The M&M's can only all new M's. The M&M's can.
I'd say that's a
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to another DaraChat. My name is Dara Moose, or Dara for short, because, man, some of you guys are funny, but you're not that funny. It's Dara Moose, not Dara Mouth. Come on. Goodness sake, it's like trying to teach a bunch of kids ABCs again. You know what? I should get Hooked on Phonics out. We'll go through each step. That's what I'll do next show. I'll do Hooked on Phonics. We'll do Apple. We'll just do that 20 times over because some y'all don't know words. All right? Get your words better. Goodness sake. But anyway, yes, it is another one. Of course, it is a holiday weekend. So hooray for all of you who've gotten your fireworks, because I know some of you out there have got the big ones. May not say you do, or you may sneak off and try to show someone, but some of you out there, you got one of those big fireworks, and just don't hurt yourselves. That's all I ask. But yeah, so 4th of July weekend is coming up, which means that I won't, once I think it's like Thursday comes around. Hold on. Our guests here. But once the 4th of July comes around, it's not gonna I'm not gonna be doing anything that was Thursday? Yeah, from Thursday on, because it's the holiday weekend and I can do what I want. But anyway, hello there, good sir.
Hello?
I can hear you. You're good. How are you?
I'm alive.
Isn't that what it comes to a point after a while? You just say, so how's your day going? Listen, man, I'm just here. That's what it usually comes down to. At least I hear many people at my work say that. But I'm glad you're here, and thank you for coming on, because I talk to all sorts of people. So, it's always a surprise, but I trying to explain it. It's not always an easy thing, but once they go through it, they kind of get it. So, but is that like a VTuber avatar? Or is that actually you?
Uh, it's a really shitty VTuber avatar, I think.
Well, yeah, because it looks like it almost reminds me of those games that have like the what is it, FMV or whatever it is. You know, like the real people are there, but the background's not real or sort of thing. I can't remember what they call them, but it's like these old games out there that would have that where you have the real people in there, but the game part of it wouldn't be so real, if that makes sense. I
One
think
of
they
the
called that.
background's real, but that was just part of the reason why I was late. It I haven't probably turned the software on in probably like a month, so it's all fucked up.
Well, you're dressed for the occasion, then, though. Oh, sorry. What were you saying?
Oh, that was about it.
Well, and I was just saying that you kind of look dressed like you're some sort of devil demon. Like, was that the original idea for doing that?
The avatar?
Yeah.
Oh, guess it just kind of happened.
Well, that's pretty good though. I'm not gonna lie, because I've had on many VTubers, the normal, regular VTubers, and I know some of them use like a program called, what's it called? VTube Studio, VTuber Studio.
Yeah, I can't do that kind of stuff. I mean, I could. It's just you're limited to like really limited to like just the anime characters.
Yeah, like the assets they have.
Yeah,
Um,
it's really difficult to import your own assets to that stuff. This is just like I could make a new avatar on the fly.
oh, really? What's the quickest?
Quickest
You made one? Quickest you made one?
I mean in a day, not a day, like a couple hours.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. Because usually, when you hear about those avatars, right, the VTuber avatars, some of them, like, they pay so much money for some of them. Like, I heard one was like 10K. I was like, no.
Yeah, that's the thing, and that's having to pay for those assets and shit. I just make them myself.
Oh my gosh, and all the rigging and stuff. I wouldn't pay that. Look, I'd rather get a used car for that amount. Because
Yep. Yeah, that's the thing, that there's no tracking involved either. Like, I'm not having to move around and track all that. It moves its mouth when I talk and occasionally
Yeah.
blinks, and that's all I need. And I
Well,
mean,
see,
I can hit a switch and make myself like, program that to, when I'm gaming and stuff. And then when I'm not gaming, I can make it go back to not.
ooh, that's pretty impressive for how fluid it is. That's actually, you know what? I congrats to you for making
Those are
that, because
videos. No, that's actually a video loop running of that, and it just
oh,
randomly runs at a different interval to make it look like it's not the same exact video playing. But
oh, that.
it's shitty and low budget, but it's also very fast.
Well, I mean, even if it is low budget, like that's pretty. At least for me, it's pretty impressive because I mean, I just you're so used to what's out there, right? Like you're so used to like what's already being done with the anime VTubers and stuff. I think the only other one that is sort of impressed me is the Neurosama that's on Twitch, which is sort of supposed to be all AI, but I haven't gone digging in those books, so I have no idea. So don't ask. Oh goodness, but no, it's pretty cool though. I that just shows what kind of talent you have, which is technical, by the way. Um, but yeah, I have to ask though, like, where does the name come from?
JHaleStorm.
Yeah.
Oh, it's literally just my gamer tag from like way back in Halo 3 days. And it's literally just somewhat of a play on my name. But
Oh,
that's about all
okay.
I'll say on that. It's just a bunch of bits of my actual real name are part of that.
Right. No, that's understandable. But you gotta be secretive about that. So, but still, that's pretty awesome. Mine is I just created it just made it up basically. So the base of it is the word vermouth, which most people know is an alcoholic drink. I don't drink alcohol, but it was just the sounding of the word, and I was just playing around with that, and eventually Daramouth came out of it. Now people will say Daramouth or whatever, and that's that's fine. It happens, but it's sort of like you don't look at vermouth and say vermouth. No, you say vermouth. It's just how it's the look and spelling and how it's said is just it's just that weird thing that kind of interests me into making my own name up. So but yeah, that's the fun part is when you can make stuff up. But I mean, so it's incredible that I mean I know your bio said that like you work for like geeks and gamers or yeah, I think that it's geeks and gamers and CobraCast. Like how long you've been working with them or for them, whichever it is.
Probably about 5 years, probably.
Wow, that's quite a long time to be with a group. You must really like working with them then.
I guess.
Is it just one of those things where you kind of just got roped in with them, or just like someone from the crowd sort of thing? How'd that happen?
Think it's just yeah, just random series of events.
Yeah, that's well, luckily nothing to do with unfortunate events, but that was such a long time ago. But yeah, I mean, I've seen people where um sometimes in a crowd or like someone else I know, her name's Ann Jeanette. She does like these AI videos, I think for the same crew. I don't know what program she uses. I just know that she makes AI videos and I think she adds music to them. But I do see a lot of people doing that, like using either Grok Imagine or I don't think Sora exists anymore, does it?
It does. I use a combination of like a lot of different ones for different things. It just depends on what I'm wanting to do.
Oh, really? So I'm guessing that means you've tested out Grok Imagine then.
Yeah. I mean,
Mm.
this avatar is probably. Well, I think the video from this is Grok, but
Oh, nice. Hey there, Big C. Nice to see ya. Um, yeah, that's again I just know that a lot of people have used different ones. I'm not I know when Sora 2 came out, that was the big one used. And then once they started doing like stuff with Grok Imagine, once that came out, that started getting used. And it's been very interesting in how creative some people get.
yeah. I mean, I probably just use Grok and Runway, are probably the two big ones, and then Sea Dance.
Hmm. Oh, Seed Dance. That's okay. I was like, I've seen. What was it? There was that one video where I don't know who posted it, but it was like a robot hunting zombies or something like that. I think they used Seed Dance for it. It was just crazy of how good it looked. Um, but I can't imagine like people not spending a good amount of time on those things because they do. You don't take the first iteration,
No,
right? I mean,
that's the thing. It ain't just typing something on AI and spits it out. No, it's like 100 of iterations and to make it do what you want it to do or make it do, good enough.
yeah, yeah, and that's the issues. Like I've seen. I don't know where you stand in that sort of conversation because of course the topic of AI use and stuff like that is very hot in many different areas. Um, but
I mean,
it's
like if I'm like
certainly
pro AI or like against it or like what do you
well
mean?
just in the use of it because I know some people kind of like there's both extremes to the aisle of that
Oh
that
yeah,
conversation.
yeah. I'm like it's here. It's
Mm,
gonna happen. It's not gonna like go away. And so like I can understand
mm,
people that are bitching and complaining about it, but it's like
mm,
it's only going to advance. So it's like
mm.
it's either accept it or
Yeah.
you know.
it's a weird sort of thing where I can understand both sides to some degree, because I mean I can understand the fears some people have, and some of it can be like the companies who of the use of, right, like you talk about Seed Dance and Grok and all that stuff, but like you said, like it's already here, and to ignore it, I mean, if you don't want to use it, that's fine, but like for me, don't get pompous about the reasons, just be like, I don't want to use it, right? Because some people
Yeah.
are pretty much, yeah, some
Yeah,
people are like
it's
that.
more so like the I get like it's taking jobs and things like that,
Mhm.
but it's also like that's I mean it's gonna happen. And more jobs are gonna require it. So it's like you can bitch and complain about it, or you can try to, learn it and embrace it because it's only going to get worse. And so
Yeah.
I just started doing that from as soon as I've realized that a long time ago,
Mhm.
just to learn it more because that's the way the future is gonna evolve.
Mhm.
So it's a matter of just learn the shit or get left behind.
Mhm.
It's a sad thing, people that do wanna, make their own art and stuff like that, and I get
Mhm.
that, but, like, people are like, "Oh, if it's made with AI, I'm not gonna touch it or this or that." That's where it's like, man, if it's I mean, I know what AI slop is, and I know what, like, somebody that spent hundreds of hours trying to make something good with
Mhm.
AI, and
Mhm.
it's just yeah, that's a whole different debacle, but
But it, I
needless to
mean,
say, it's here, it's not it ain't gonna be the genie's not getting put back in the bottle.
yeah, Pandora's box has been open. You're not really going to. I mean, you can maybe, what's a good word? You can maybe steer the outcome, but you're never going to erase it. Like it's just not gonna.
Yeah,
The only way you're gonna erase it is pretty much you have to shut down every electrical component within all parts of the world at the same time. So good luck with that.
yeah.
It's like I think you're gonna have to work harder. But there's understandabilities like the whole data center stuff and all that. I get that, but at the end of the day, you can't. You either
I
you
look
either
at it
say
like
that,
this with
yeah,
computers, like, so
yeah,
before computers came out, there
sure,
was a big debacle and there was people that were, people were complaining about computer
mhm,
images and it was made with a computer versus, hand drawn. It's the same
oh yeah,
concept. It's the same
mhm,
concept. And what happened to those people that were complaining about that? I don't ever hear
mhm,
people complaining, oh, it was made on a computer. You heard about that back in like, 2000, like,
mhm,
or even earlier than that, like
yeah,
that's why it's the same thing with like the
mhm,
AI art debacle.
yeah,
And it's just, yeah, like I
yeah.
said, it's the inevitable outcome.
Yeah, it's just the way the course is going, and to be honest, it's like it's the same thing with cell phones, right? Like I mean, what smartphones were like blocks. Like you'd hold this little block next to your you
Mhm.
you would hold a block to your ear, and it'd probably be just as heavy. But now we got these like little thin things, and people can't live without them. So it's kind of show you how much that's grown, that technology, of course. And again, you can use I think Grok off your phone. I think you can use different AI points off your phone, but like it's gotten to that point where um, mobile's becoming a big thing, right? Like I would think so. Like it's difficult to take your desktop PC around with you all the time because that would be that would be a mess. Oh my goodness, uh, but yeah, I think that will be part of it because it's like with what was it, the Switch? Like when that came out, like there were portable not consoles, but there were portable gaming systems like the PS Vista and you got the Game Boy and all that. But to that retrospect, I don't think it had been done before, at least not as far as I can remember. I don't know if you've seen differently, but um
Like before the Game Boy.
Well, before the Switch, like because again, you have the smaller formats that is similar to the Game Boy, that the handheld, but I don't think like in the same powerhouse as the Switch is. Although I think some people would still see the Switch as kind of less so than a Sony or a PlayStation or Xbox.
Um,
Not
I think I kind of lost the whole subject. So,
I
like,
mean,
what are we talking about with the Nintendo Switch?
no, it's the mobile part of it, right? Where technologies, it's for me, it seems like technology is going more towards that mobile point, right? Like you, yeah,
100%, yeah.
yeah,
I actually don't use a lot of mobile stuff, but I'm usually always at a computer, so.
right. Well, you must be a tech whiz if you're on a computer almost all the time. Call you JHaleStorm Tech Whiz. You use that avatar right there. You could do like a Geek Squad commercial.
Yeah, I might as well for as much as I do for Jeremy anyway.
You know, but that's pretty awesome though. I mean, uh, again, like I said, I know Anjanette, who has done stuff for him and really likes. Well, I should say she likes Dan a lot. There are a few of her and a few other ladies who like Dan a lot because of his singing and stuff. Dan Vask, sorry.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and because I had her on once and she had me play the song called Norfrica, I think it was. Yeah, it was called Norfolk, and I think it was a song he did with
Ripper?
someone. Yeah, that was it. She was on, and then played it. It was a pretty good song. Very hard. No, I don't want to say hard rock, but very like metalish rock. It's going on a long time ago. But yeah, I just know that sort of thing from her, because I've followed too many people. There's not enough time in the day to watch everyone. It's getting to that point. But does that mean that you do your own content creation then?
On and off. Like I've been on a hiatus probably for the last, hell, I don't remember. I think ever since Crimson Desert came out, it's the last time I streamed.
Oh wow!
But
Was it just
that's also like I said, when I had a lot of like in real life stuff happen with my dog, so a lot of that, and then plus there hasn't been a lot of good games come out since then. So
yeah, that I can understand. I know a lot of people got into like what was it? Arc Raiders. That's right, Arc Raiders. I know that was a big thing for a bit. Helldivers was another one where it was a ton of people. Well, I think they had a rough start, but then they came back for like a second part, and it was pretty good. But again, I never played these games.
it's
So I
all
have no
right.
idea.
It just doesn't last very long. Momentum on those fall off after a couple weeks. They're fun, and then they just like they don't have the staying power though
Mm,
to last longer than a couple weeks, because then you've played
mm,
everything, you've done it all, and then it's just doing the same thing again and again and again and again.
right, and that's understandable because what is it? It's a It feels similar to Fortnite because I think you like get to
It's a live
choose the
it's a
place.
live service, but it's also not a live service in the same way. Like Fortnite's constantly having to update and renovate constantly,
Mm,
whereas
mhm,
Helldivers was like installments. Like 4, 5, 6 months from now, we'll come out with a little mini update. People will jump in, play it,
mhm.
and then you're done. And then you jump back in when they do another one, but it's little spoon drip fed content.
Yeah, that is true. I think isn't Arc Raiders in similar fashion in that as well?
Yeah, that game is finally dying. I hated that game. I knew it was gonna happen too, and everybody's like, "No, this is the next big thing. It's the next big thing for the next like month
Mhm.
until it's
Tell me
not."
how you Right. Tell me how you really feel.
Yeah,
I hear you, but yeah, you're not wrong. It was like people were playing that. Like you couldn't go on to I think it was when it came out. You couldn't go onto YouTube without seeing someone playing. It was like all over the place. It was just insane. But like you said, it's sort of dying down now. But that kind of comes back to like mentioning Fortnite, because like you said, it has to update almost like every 3 months at this point. Like they're just
No, it's
the
it's weekly. If not every couple of days, but like I mean they have to add new stuff to the game and change stuff out
yeah
nonstop. But yeah, a lot of live service games I think are finally starting to die. And I think
yeah
Destiny 2 was the first big one, and now they're all falling like dominoes, which is great.
yeah
So they're bringing back more actual multiplayer and single player games, and not just nonstop live service slop.
hmm it gets mad. But what ones do you like playing then? The ones that are the actual like live ones instead of just the live service, Arc Raider, Helldiver sort of thing.
Um, so you can say like or liked. Like as of right now, they're like I said, I actually haven't really played much because there's not
Mm,
really anything been great out.
sure.
Um, in terms of like, I mean,
Like
of course,
yeah.
I had to play Fortnite back then,
Mm.
which I despise and hate that game. But fortunately,
Do
people want to watch me play it just because I hate the game and want to bitch about it. So,
right.
but then I got to the point where it was just so awful that it's like I'm not gonna. I'm just one day I said nope and uninstalled, and then installed a few more times
Mm.
because people demanded it, and
Up
then
there
just
ping.
uninstall again.
Right. That's the real hate right there.
Yep, it's what fuels me.
Oh goodness. Well, I mean, technically, it fits your avatar well too. So, like, the fires of hate, fuel me. The fires of hate fuel me. Um, Alaska Man Jeff says, "Howdy all. Hey, it's the guy who taught me how to fight in the storm in Fortnite."
Yeah, you've gotta. That's how you gotta teach everybody. You just gotta throw them out in the storm and let them survive. It's like learning to swim, throwing a kid in the water and just there you go, toss them in and see what happens.
Did that? Was that what happened to you?
No, but I think I saw it in a movie once.
Saw it in a movie once. Goodness sake, his teeth are sharper than I remember. Well, that's because you were getting blasted by the storm. You don't have time to remember what his teeth look like. You're just trying to survive. Oh goodness, yeah, I haven't played that game in a while too. It kind of gets to the point where the updates are like they're trying to outpace with a lot of collabs and all this stuff. I'm not
That
gonna
those
argue
games
against.
you either have to like live and breathe that stuff, or it's
Yeah.
you're either playing like a normie like Jeremy,
Mhm.
who doesn't ever read updates or know anything about it, and it's just like, what's this? Or you're constantly reading updates and you just live and breathe the game
Yeah. Yeah.
because you have
And
to and to be actually like get good at those games. You've got to like constantly be on top of shit like that.
yeah. Yeah. There's some of the collabs I like, but like it does get, like you said, it does kind of get overwhelming, and you have to pay attention to it. And some people make a livelihood off of it. Like it's crazy how many people are out there, and they just make their livelihood making videos off. The same with Minecraft. Like Minecraft's been around since when is Minecraft? It's gotta be the early 2000s. Hold on. Craft. What Minecraft beginnings? There we go. Or start date, whatever that was. Let's see. Oh, 2011. That's right. So started. Oh, yeah, 2011 is when it came out. So that's like 15 years. 15 motherfudging years that Minecraft has been out. That's insane. Jeez.
Yeah, I
Oh my goodness.
never got into that. I just couldn't do it.
That's understandable. But like what games, since there's so many games that seem like to be a sort of a downturn for you, what games have you played that you've really enjoyed playing?
I mean, there's lots. It's more so just like a lot of games are coming out in September that are going to be big, but
Mhm.
I don't know. I think Black Myth Wukong was the last like great game that came out.
That's a pretty good one.
That
I never.
should have been Game of the Year instead of that. What was it, Astrobot that won? But
Mm, yeah, I can see
yeah,
that. Okay.
uh, Phantom Blade Zero is going to be the next Game of the Year. That comes out in September.
Okay.
It's going to be overshadowed by Grand Theft Auto, but well, I mean,
yes.
it'll come out slightly a little bit after that.
Mm-hmm. When did they say 6 is supposed to be coming out then?
I think it's October. I don't know. Like I said, I don't even care. I just know it's gonna be garbage. It's not like it's gonna. I think it's gonna be a disappointment. It's
Mm-hmm.
not the same. It's just like all these other games that come out where it's like you haven't, like how Halo's turned, how every game that they haven't made in 10 years, like the next Skyrim's probably gonna be garbage. It's
Mm-hmm.
because all the people that actually made the 1, 2, 3, and the sequels and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
none of those people are there in those companies. And so it's just like it's not gonna be the same kind of game.
Yeah, and that's understandable because it reminds me of um, the first Last of Us, right?
Yep.
The first Last of Us had I can't remember her name, it was like Amy something, and she was part of that first one, and that first one was a blowaway. Like the first Last of Us was just incredible. You know, you having Joel and then what was it, Ellie? No, started with an E. But
Yeah,
the story,
it's Ellie. Yeah, that's actually
Ellie.
like one of the games I think that was one of the big controversies that actually right before I joined G&G that had pissed me off. But yeah, that's a good example
Mm,
of stuff like that. Yeah, like I said, like the Grand Theft Auto, you can see the people, the companies. Same thing with like Destiny 2.
mm,
Like, but only that game, it's more of like their expansions and stuff, and then you can see the people that have made the originals. Like Bungie is not even a the Bungie that made actual Halo is long dead and gone.
yeah, it seems like I believe I read somewhere that they were going to be letting go some people.
Oh, they let
Um,
a lot of people go. Yeah, they're pretty much like they're done. They are done after all the layoffs and everything that have happened now. They're just kind of be
yeah,
swept under the rug, and that's gonna be it.
yeah, because I believe it wasn't too long ago that the head of gaming for Microsoft had come out saying we're basically going to have to let some people go because they were losing lots of money, which is the case for any company. And um, some people have speculated one or another, like it's probably Microsoft giving her the turn to kind of like bring things together, or might be gone for good. Who knows, right? This kind of stuff is always subjective until it's not anymore. But yeah, I think that anything to do with Microsoft gaming is going to see a very big gap. I mean, again, going back to Fortnite, they let go of some people too, and that was mostly on the higher ups on that part for you know. But I don't think the majority of it was. I think a big chunk of it was the responsibility of the admin for getting to that point where they're just again collabing, and that's a lot of money that gets shelled out and all that stuff. Um, But yeah, it's with Bungie, with whoever else is attached to. I mean, yeah, Microsoft owning Minecraft. Like, I don't even know how that's gonna play out. But yeah, Microsoft gaming might be on its last leg, depending on how the next few months to year go.
How this new lady runs the company. Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll they yeah, I don't see a lot. Like I remember their Game Pass is pretty much trash now. There used to
Hmm.
actually be like decent games every month on it that would justify it.
Right.
Now it's like occasionally maybe subscribe if there's like a game I want to play for like a day, but it's like
Hmm.
okay, do you want to pay $60, $70 for a game, or just pay this
Yeah.
$14.99 subscription one time, then cancel it
Yep.
because I play it and beat it, and that's pretty much it. I don't like replay. I'm not somebody that has to go through and replay games. Like I just like I don't like watching old shit. I'll watch something
Yeah.
and that's like it. You know,
Right.
and then I move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
So for me, it just does. I don't really justify paying for a game unless I'm going to be playing it a lot. So
Hmm. That's understandable, right? Like, so are you less about like are you sort of less about like those people who are more collect the physical sort of thing for gaming, um, or just
uh
physical in general?
um I mean I liked owning the physical games. Just it was something to do. But then again, I also like just being able to push a button and download it, and I have to get in the car and go to Walmart or GameStop. So it's
Yeah.
just it's it's either or. I don't have a
Yeah.
really stance on that.
It's
I
a
have a collection of old games and stuff like that. It's just like I just don't. They just sit there and collect dust, and they just for looks. I don't like to again like I just don't like to go back and play old stuff after I played it.
yeah.
I mean, there are exceptions and things like that, but for the most
Mhm.
part, it's like oh, I've played it already. Unless there's something else to do in it.
I've already seen that movie. I don't need to see it again.
And I binge stuff though, that's the thing, like, I'll do, like, a 24, 48, 72 hour, you know, gaming session stream, and then, like,
That's crazy.
then it's done. It's done and over with.
Hmm. It's a long time to be doing a straightforward. That's crazy. But yeah, I can understand that because once you're done playing it, it's kind of hard to. You've already beaten it, so why go back to it unless it's like some sort of special ordeal?
I mean,
Um,
that's just it's fun or you enjoy it or whatnot, but I
yeah.
just depends if there's something coming out. I mean, there's certain games that, games that you can't beat, really, like,
Mhm.
really not, like, beat, but, like, there's constantly something to do,
Yeah.
keep playing, stuff like that. It's just
Mhm.
I like games that have a long playability,
Mhm.
and I don't know, I've been into a lot of just, soul-like games lately just because, well, people like it because it makes me fucking mad, and, they usually have a lot of playability in them. So,
Well, hopefully it doesn't make you mad enough to. Have you broken a controller yet?
have I broken a controller?
Yeah.
Uh, I can't count the many that's in the graveyard right now.
And there goes another one. Yeah. Motherfucker! I'm sick of this game. Oh man, that's too funny. But yeah, that sucks. I've I once had one of the red. It was like a wireless, but it was like a red Xbox controller, like an actual one. After a certain point, it just stopped working. To like the controls would drift and all that stuff. It's just
That's every 3 months for me,
oh good.
and then that becomes the next controller that gets smashed,
Yeah.
and that's how they start.
JHale smash. um I'll ask when Jeff has a question is what's your favorite gaming platform these days?
I guess just Steam.
Okay, it makes sense. I have so many games through Steam. It's not funny, but no, it's pretty interesting. How many games would you say is in your game library?
Um, Hmm. Like just Steam or like all the
Wait,
consoles?
well, you did. Well, Steam was. You did name Steam. So, like, how many games do you think you have in Steam?
I don't know. I can check. Let's see. Just
I
open
know
up
my.
Steam.
Hmm. I know mine's a little over 200, but I'm probably lowballing for everyone else.
Let's see.
Higher, lower, lower,
Oh,
higher.
mine's much lower. Yeah, I don't. I mean, like I said, I don't buy every single game. Like I do like research, see if the game's actually worth getting, and then I'll get it. But looks like 105 on Steam
So
anyway.
that's very conservative, I would think. I've just bought like games off like um when they do a sale or what have you, and many of them are still not finished. So I guess I guess I've spent a lot of money
But
not doing very much.
I would say that also doesn't count all the ones I delete from my library, which, there's so many like free to play games and things like
Mhm,
that that I just get out of my library after I've, that's what I'm saying. Like, so like those are like games that I've, actually purchased and bought,
mhm,
not like the free to plays uh, or, what have you. Or
yeah,
if it's a game before 2020, then I didn't get it on Steam because I didn't really do a lot of like PC gaming until 2020. So
mhm.
most of that would have been on like, my PlayStation library is probably like hundreds of games.
Crazy, crazy stuff. But shows you there's a lot, even with the indie stuff, like the small indie stuff on Steam, which is pretty bountiful, I would think, for all the indie made games. I know, but I've played a few. But General Duality says Bungie under Sony has been a massive letdown. They should have never left Microsoft and kept doing Halo, but who knows how that would have went either. True. True.
Yeah,
You never know.
I couldn't tell you, but I can tell you that if they stayed like that with Halo, then we
Mhm.
probably would have had at least one more good Halo before everything went to shit.
Yeah, it almost seems like you can only carry on a game series for so long before it starts hitting that point where you need to start walking away from it, right? Or stop making more of it. Because it just seems like they get the hit, right? They get the hit game, and they're like, we need to keep pumping out because the money's coming in from that. But like, the longer you do that, the money just stops or starts
Where you
coming in.
just wait a while and like, like a good amount of time, like,
Mm,
if they made a Titanfall 3, like an actual Titanfall 3 that everybody demands, then,
mm,
listen to people, you know, like if to have another Halo, it's just a matter of actually listening to, players and audience and what they actually want instead of
mm,
what these companies think that the players want now. And it's most
yeah.
of the players want like what they had before.
Mm,
And it's like if you've literally just made a Titanfall 3, then you know,
mm.
not Apex that everybody hates, but they don't like money.
Well, if they keep, I mean, if they're up to this point, then it must be because you don't get to this point by uh, hopes and dreams. Basically, you get here by making poor choices. Alaskman Jeff says it just broke 15 games. Half of them are free. Well, there you go for that. And then he says that kind of goes for everything. A story has to have a defined ending, or you overstretch your product to the point it bores people.
Yeah, you
That
can't
is
milk
true.
like the Call of Duties every single year is retarded, but if it's
Yeah.
like, you know, every 2 years was good, and you can have expansions and DLCs and stuff, it's fine,
Mhm.
but whatever the game takes to make the next one, but pumping them out just to pump them out, that's what's stupid, and that's what
Yeah.
does it, but yeah, it's just every year, like those ones, like that's what Ubisoft was awful at, was pumping out a game every year with the Assassin's Creeds and the Far Cries and things like that.
Yeah, I think for the Assassin's Creed one, I think the last one I've seen some say was like the was it the Black?
Black Flag was the
No,
last good one, and
yeah,
now they're trying to remilk that. Trying to
yeah, and
remilk
it's
that game because they finally realized that was the last good one. So let's just remake that old one because we can't make a new one that's actually as good as the old one.
mhm,
So let's do that before we go bankrupt and try to
yeah.
milk that old one for all it's worth. Because there's new consoles out, so now we can get people to buy it on new generation with a little bit better graphics and get a little bit
Yeah.
more money before we go bankrupt.
Yeah. Although I imagine there are some people that want some games updated and stuff to carry onward because
Yeah, I mean, like that's a thing. That's also what
mm,
Nintendo is the worst, and why I hate Nintendo. That's all they ever do. That's all they've done. That's all they constantly do. Is every console they come out with is let's remake the same games and just literally it's the same game, but we'll sprinkle better graphics on it and slap the full price tag on it,
mm,
and people will eat that up. And it's just like that's why they keep doing it until you
mm,
stop buying the damn stuff.
mm.
You're not going to get a new good game or have them actually come out with some good content.
Yeah, and the funniest thing to me was is a lot of people were complaining on the price of the Switch too, right? They were like I think it was like 500 or something like that, and they were like, a lot of people were bringing it up. Um, but the point of the matter, what is though, is like you said, like you're gonna buy it anyway. Like you already saw people go out there, like even the games, like many of the games, like the was it Mario Kart and all this stuff, like 70-80 bucks. And
Yep.
it's just a little kind, and then you have the download option on online. It's like that's another thing too. So you have the physical, if there's still a physical for some, and then you have the download option. It's just like they're pretty much both the same price. But one uses less packaging, and you have one that has packaging. It's like, why should they be the same price? And you get that whole deal. It's like it doesn't make sense in that whole field. And
Yeah, I mean they'll have like occasional games like I think like what is it like from like Nintendo Switch 1, it was like probably 2 games that
Mhm,
I even played besides the ones I was forced to play by Jeremy.
mhm,
And those were just like the actual Zelda games because those were, actual new games, not just
mhm,
recycled. Let's remake the same game that was on Nintendo
mhm.
64 and just update the graphics. So
Yeah.
like a remaster versus a remake. Like, and
Mm,
I don't even like fucking remakes most of the time. Like it's fucking that's stupid too. Like make a new game.
mm,
You can if you're gonna like, if you're gonna remaster stuff, then yeah, cool. But don't put a full price tag on something that you just upgraded the graphics on.
mhm,
That's something I hate AI for because that's what they're using it for, and that's how they're able to do that so fast and slap those out. But
mhm.
that's like I said, yeah, and every single time a new console comes out, yeah, they're gonna redo that, but it should just be backwards compatible. You
Yeah.
should be able to play the old games the way they were,
Mhm.
and, every 10 years or so, great, remake the game with, or remaster it with whatever, but if it hasn't been 10 years, a remaster is just that is so stupid to do.
Right. Yeah, and I remember, I think it was like I think the Wii or the Wii U was backwards compatible with the GameCube games, which was pretty nice. But even at a certain point, that disappeared because then you
Mhm.
came up to the Switch, and now you can't play those games. And some of those games, if you were to go to GameStop or look on their store, like some of them are hundreds of dollars because of the rarity,
Mhm.
um, depending on. And Flash Heart Tech says, I don't know, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom were awesome games.
Yeah, those because
And
those the yeah, I mean, I agree, those were the only games. Those were the only games I played on Nintendo. That was the only point to those were, like, only 2 games I would or I even bought a Switch for.
mhm.
That's why I don't have a Nintendo Switch 2. Unless Jeremy buys me one, I will not play Mario Kart anymore. because yeah, I want to justify it, and there's no uh, counterfeit Bloodborne game that's going to make me buy it. So
Oh, yeah. I don't think there's. I tried playing Elden Ring, but at a certain point, I just couldn't. It was at that point where I couldn't be playing because I just got more frustrated with it, and it was nice to try, but Elden Ring was not my forte,
I like
unfortunately.
I like breaking those games, and not like well, I mean, vote two ways and more than one way, not just physically snapping it in half, but also like
Right.
breaking the game to my will and like having like an overpowered build or something that just like defeats the purpose and makes everybody mad that I can like one shot kill something. But it
I
also
love that.
requires me to spend an ungodly amount of time farming or
Mhm.
doing some stupid like I wouldn't even call it like a well, I guess you could maybe say an exploit, maybe not an exploit, whatever, but
Right.
it's just, it's in the game. It's not like
Yeah.
I'm hacking it.
Yeah. It's true. If it's in the game, use it to your advantage. It's like speedrunners, right? Speedrunners will try to find a glitch to get to
Yeah.
the end the fastest,
Well,
which
not
is
glitch.
always
These
a
aren't even
surprise.
glitches, really. Yeah, there's like that's the difference. There's like a thing, like a glitch, and then there's like
Mm-hmm.
a, get like a bunch of buffs stacking on top of each other, and poison bleed, and just stupid things that are
Mm-hmm.
overpowered, and then finding the overpowered builds when they first come out.
Yeah, I'm more preferable to the one shotter, but unfortunately that takes a grind that starts losing steam with me. Alaskman Jeff asks, has any particular game been harder to stream than others?
Um, Fortnite because I hate it.
Well, that works. I mean, yeah, it is. It's kind of like if you dislike the game, but you're, part of the group or whatever. It's like, fine, I can understand
They
the
just
difficulty.
they couldn't leave well enough alone that they had to keep taking guns out and changing guns and taking out things that people like just to piss me off. And then that's how it goes.
True. And then he says a new TV series, JHaleStorm in Breaking Bad games. Just take out bad and put in breaking games. It'd be like, what do you rate this game? Broken. Just break it right on camera, just like, and then just walk away.
Yeah, that's actually one reason going back to the physical. I would say
Mhm.
I probably do like digital better because of that.
Yeah, because you
'Cause
can't physically.
I yeah, because they would be broken.
I remember when the second Last of Us came out, there was a somebody, I can't remember who it was, but he didn't like what was going on in the game, which rightly so. He took out the disc of it and just broke it on screen, and I'm like, wow, he hated it. Good lord, he hated it, but it's understandable because it was a shite story.
Yeah, it
It
was
could have been better.
a shitty game.
Very crappy. And hello, Mr. Rippers. But anyway, it is getting close to the top of the hour, and of course, my guest is not going to be able to stay much longer. So what we're going to do is, usually at the top of the hour, J Hal, is I set aside some time for me and my guests to promote their stuff. I've had people who are content creators. I've had people who aren't content creators. If they don't have anything to, they just say a few words and we go on from there. But I did find your link tree. So give me 1 second. So if you want to promote your stuff your way, the floor is yours.
Uh, so I mean, I'm probably gonna get back to streaming games, probably September. Uh,
Mm,
that's when most of the games are coming out. So I mean, there's a lot of good games coming out soon. I mean, a ton of them.
mm,
Um, everything from like I said, Phantom Blade Zero. You've got Blood of Dawnwalker. Void Soul Awakening, Mortal Shell, just a
Mm.
ton of different slew of different games within the next like 6 months, and then I'll probably roast Grand Theft Auto, and if by some miracle they actually pull it off and it's not garbage, that'll be amazing.
Mm.
But I don't have high hopes for it. But
Especially with
well, yeah, it's just there's a lot of. I mean, I was watching a video the other day where they were just showcasing because I mean I didn't play Grand Theft Auto. I played it back when it what was it when
nope. Oh.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You just screen just went out.
Did it just crash? What the heck? Hang on.
Well, we can
Hmm.
still hear you though, so that's it.
Okay, that's yeah. I don't know.
That's weird.
It did that. It did that the other day.
Uh,
Anyways, fuck. What was I saying?
you're the games this coming out that towards the end of the year that you'll be streaming again when they come out.
Oh yeah, yeah. So like, yeah, Phantom Blade Zero is going to be the big one, and pretty much any like Korean developers are putting out
Mm.
is been great, and yeah, that's going to be the next probably Black Myth Wukong style game.
Mm.
Will be like that, and then like I said a lot of different games that are coming out in that style, but
Mm.
I just been on a hiatus. Like I said, like that's why I'm having to leave right now is because my dog,
Mm.
all the stuff going on with him, and
Sure.
stupid doctors misdiagnosing him with different stuff, and then took so long to figure out what he actually had that they
Mm.
caused the dog to go blind when he didn't have to be blind. So now I've got to
Mm.
help a blind dog a lot, and he's got to get
Yeah.
his shots and stuff soon. So I've got to do that, and
Sure.
that's a lot of also a lot of why I haven't streamed lately. But
Yeah.
now that he's getting adjusted to that lifestyle, plus,
Mhm.
like I said, that couple that with the amount of games that have actually been worth playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, it'll be probably September. I'll be back to actually streaming.
Mm. And if you want to see where JHale is at, his link tree will be down below on both the Rumble side and YouTube side, because that's where I stream to. But yeah, give him a look, and you probably have stuff up already from like past streams, but beyond that point, that's all his stuff is in that link tree right there. So if you want to find out where he's at, boom, bang, it's right there. Thank you so much for that. And of course, for my end of things, quickly getting through this, you could, if you wouldn't mind leaving a like, sharing the content, leaving a comment, or follow anything that helps with the engagement factor is much appreciated. Because not only is it helping being seen more, like pretty much all content creators want to be, it also helps in having other people on, like Jay Hill, like Alaska Man Jeff, like so many other people. Again, I've had on over 360 various guests, creator or not. So it's a lot of people. But yeah, any help with the engagement factor on any of the places I'm at is much appreciated. Of course, you want to know where those places are at. Well, there you go. There's my streamers link right there. Shout out to Tommy for making streamers and so much more coming down the pipeline. Basically, making a one and done sort of thing where streaming sprites, streamers, there's assets you can upload, download in there to share with everyone. It's just crazy what he's able to accomplish. So thank you for that. But if you want to know where else I'm at, link is right there. Thank you so much. And let's see. Yeah, I can't stand being invisible. Yeah, I get it. And then the gaming industry is trying to silence him. Well, they didn't do a good a job because I can still hear them. So there we go. But the last thing I do before we get done is I do a thing called questions from Matt. I have questions right here. And what happens is that my guest gets 2 freebie questions. Now, people in chat can pay for more Rumble Rant. That's because I'm not monetized on YouTube, so there's that. But we'll get to this quickly. But my guest gets 2 freebie ones. So if you're ready, good sir. Let's see. There we go. Here's question number 1. All right, let's see what it says. It says, what is something true that nobody agrees with you on?
True that nobody agrees with me on.
Mm-hmm.
That's really hard because I'm always right.
So basically, you're saying they don't agree that you're right.
I guess I would say all the shit about Nintendo. that would be what I would stick with.
That's a good one. I would take that one. All right, last question, and we'll be out of here. I gotta open it. If you find you find a pot of gold. In doing so, you find there is enough to have one fancy day. What would that day be like?
So infinite money for a day.
Yeah. Pretty much do anything. Maybe buy a lot of Switches and burn them or something.
Yeah, I have a lot. If I had a lot of money, but I only had it for a day, I would probably just go crazy on the stock market, and then that would make it so I would have it for more than a day.
Smart. That is smart. Although, yeah, it would just be like
circumvent. I'm gonna circumvent the system.
You're just gonna put. It's like going to the casino. You're just gonna put $1 on each one of those numbers, and just
you're not gonna tell me I'm only gonna have it for a day. I'm gonna make sure this lasts forever.
Smart. That's like catching the leprechaun and saying, "Well, now you're gonna make more gold for me." So there you go for that. But again, guys, links are down below on both Rumbles and YouTube sites if you want to see where we're at. There you go. And of course, big thank you to all those in chat for being here. Much appreciated for you all. And of course, big shout out to JHaleStorm, not only for his time, but also just gratitude and having him on and chatting about whatever, because that's what this show is about. So thank you, good sir, for being here.
Yep, no problem.
But anyway, guys, that of course will be the end of it. Tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern will be Housemeister. So make sure to keep an eye on that because I will put the links out tonight. But again, guys, thank you so much for being here. And how I end out the show is, of course, I play a song that I use Suno to create, but they're my words. And this one is called A Moment to a Lifetime. So again, guys, have a great rest of your night. And I'll see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern with Housemeister. Bye, guys.
Give me a moment, and I will make a lifetime. Give me a lifetime, and I will make something beyond recognition. Beyond recognition is a desire, a flame born of dreams forward. Yet dreams do not push beyond their scope. A recognition held back by reality. But reality's a dreaming way to come true and be reality. So what do you wish? What is your desired reality? In truth, maybe not much. In truth, maybe it is. Only you can weave the dreams of wanting reality to form. And then, only then, will you create it. Give me a moment, just a single spark. Watch it catch and carry through the dark. to come